The elephant moved with a slow, deliberate rhythm, its vast body swaying like the tide as it carried her through the edge of the jungle. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and wild grass, and the sky above hung low with clouds, pale and unsettled. She sat with ease, her bare feet pressed gently against the elephant's hide, as if she had been there her whole life. To the villagers, the sight of a young woman riding such a creature had long since ceased to be strange. She had grown up among them, not as a mahout's daughter, nor a visitor who came and left with the seasons, but as something in between. When she was a child, her father had brought her to this place, leaving her in the care of people who understood the language of animals better than the language of books. They taught her patience, how to listen to silence, and how to move at the pace of the forest instead of the clock. The elephant, named Surin, had been her companion since those early days. They had grown together, though in different ways, Surin into a massive, wrinkled monument of strength and memory, and she into a woman whose spirit was as restless as it was resolute. Their bond was not one of ownership, but of kinship. Surin accepted her presence not because of reins or commands, but because he had chosen to. On this day, as they crossed a clearing where the grass rose above Surin's knees, she looked out toward the horizon and wondered about the world beyond. There were places she had heard of only in fragments, cities that glittered like fireflies, oceans that roared louder than thunder, lands where the sky turned strange colors at dusk. She carried these dreams like pebbles in her pocket, smooth and heavy, reminders that she was not meant to remain still forever. Yet the forest held her, too. Every rustle in the canopy was familiar, every bend in the river carried the memory of laughter or sorrow. When she leaned forward and pressed her palm to Surin's head, she felt the pulse of centuries, a quiet reminder that life did not need to be hurried to be profound. They reached the riverbank by late afternoon. The water, dark and wide, reflected the heavy clouds above. Surin dipped his trunk in and sprayed a fine mist over himself, catching her in its cool scatter. She laughed, the sound sharp and bright in the hushed landscape. For a moment, she thought of how fleeting everything was, youth, time, even the presence of this animal beside her. But fleeting did not mean fragile. It meant precious. And so she let herself be both dreamer and daughter of the forest, poised between the urge to leave and the pull to stay. On the back of her elephant, beneath the dimming sky, she was not lost. She was simply in motion, carrying her own story forward, one step at a time.